Howdy, welcome back to episode 5 of Talking Cleary Podcast. I'm Mitch, this is Flaxy. How you doing, mate?
Mate, doing pretty good after a very good win on the weekend.
Oh, we beat a fringe team. Like, they're on fraud watch.
Mate, they shouldn't even be in the top 4. That's very easy draw. What are you talking about? Easiest win of their lives.
You know when comps aren't won, though, brother?
What month is it? It's July.
They're not won in July. The
is
Dogs don't realise that. They thought they were won in June. They're not won in July.
Mate.
They're won in October. We're the only team that realises that in the last 4 years.
Mate.
So, our own team's going to realise it again.
How good.
Mate, how are you? How was your week? All good?
Mate, pretty good. Had a Bucks party on the weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, that
Let
was
the dogs out or what?
Oh, mate, the dogs were out better than they were on Thursday. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, went into the corporate box with Fred and with a few of the mates. It was really good.
Fred would have taken that well.
Oh, mate, halftime you should have seen.
Fraud watch.
Should have seen him at halftime. It was ridiculous. But, you know, had a really good weekend, had a really good week. Obviously, again, Panthers won, so can't really complain. Mark Hughes Foundation week, so I copped myself a nice beanie.
Unreal.
They're so comfy. These are like the comfiest beanies.
I tried to buy one over the weekend. You can't get them anywhere. I think it's only at the games you can get
It's
them.
only at the games you can get them. So, yeah, which you would know, but unfortunately you don't.
I told you, man, I get too nervous. But I tell you what, mate, they look good. They bring the blue out in your eyes.
Mate, oh, thank you. What about you? How was your weekend?
Mate, mine was good. As I said to you earlier, the having a Thursday win takes the nerves out of the weekend, so you can kick back, relax, and enjoy other fraudulent teams.
Exactly.
Do their thing.
Mate, it wasn't even that. It was the fact that it was a 4-point win as well. It wasn't even a 2-point win. It was a 4-point win.
No, absolutely. We've got another bye.
Exactly.
You know, one thing that we've also realised, since we've started the podcast, we're undefeated.
We're undefeated, bruh. Bruh, we're 3 from 3? Because we've had the 2 buys?
4, I think.
4? Doesn't matter.
We had a week off.
We're undefeated.
Yeah.
We're undefeated. Mate, we're undefeated.
How good.
How good.
How good. Well, let's get into it, mate. Let's go to the Riff report. Well, as I said, we've already started talking about it. You went to the game. How was it live?
Mate, crowd was insane. I do think there was it was very 50-50 on the crowd. It was about 15,000 there, and I'd say 7,000 Panthers, 7,000 Dogs. So it was a really good crowd, especially for a Thursday night. I think a game like this definitely deserved a Saturday night.
What about the other 1,000 neutrals?
Oh, yeah. Refs, office workers, those type of things. Tourists. But, yeah, honestly, great game, great atmosphere, and, mate, let's talk about it. Game of the round.
Yeah.
Game of the year.
Yeah, game of the year.
Absolutely insane. We had a game on Friday, the day after, 24 hours after. Similar type score in the first 20 minutes, and it was a complete...
It was a poo slinger.
Yeah, so...
It was a poo slinger. But mate,
great.
I think one thing I do want to say, and a lot of the refs cop a lot of stick, Grant Atkins did a good game. That second half, there was a few calls in the first half that I was kind of like, why are you blowing yardage penalties? The Dogs just getting carried up the field. Just let the game play. How do you just... And the second half, he did that. Obviously, there was the Bizza high tackle where he hit him in the belly button, but
mate,
the Dogs are always going to get carried back into
soft
the
game
game by a
these
ref.
days.
Let's be
Soft
honest.
game.
But hats off to Grant Atkins. He was outstanding.
Best reffing of the week, I would say, and best reffing we've seen in a long time. He definitely put the whistle away, especially after, you see.
I reckon he must have got told at half time because he didn't blow the whistle at all in the second half.
I would have said, after this is a marquee game. This is a game you need to see. It's not Ashley Klein. Let the game be. Let it flow.
Let it flow.
Let it flow.
But anyway,
let the Panthers win, you'll go.
Jesus Christ. But anyway, 8-6 win. It was a gritty, tough performance. I guess the master showed the apprentice how it's done. The whole league's now been put on notice. The 4-time champs are back, and I think there's the whole everything I've been listening to in terms of podcasts and even commentary and different things. Everyone's gone, oh no, Penrith are coming back again. Here we come, baby. Here we come.
Here we come. We were talking about this, I think, after the Knights game, that these next few games are super important.
Absolutely. We were like, can we just jag one? Just let us
get
jag
one.
one.
It'll be okay if we get New Zealand and then lose here. Or
we made a statement.
We did absolutely what no one thought we could do. And then even
to be honest, even you didn't.
I'll be honest.
You even tipped the Dogs and the Warriors.
I did not know. I did not tip.
Well, you would have on one platform. You tipped different
things. Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. But look, everyone, even after the New Zealand game, people were like, oh, there was injuries and, you won't beat the Dogs. New Zealand have been on the downfall.
It's because you just listened to what Fred said.
Oh, don't.
It's
mate.
the most one-eyed thing ever. He literally was, the whole time when we were talking about the Panthers-Warriors game, he just spoke about the Warriors having injuries. Hang on, we're playing without our whole team. This team lost to the Knights 4 weeks ago.
100%. And, mate,
we're back, baby.
We're back. And shout out to, I got a few key players I do want to talk about. Bizza being not 100%, mate, still taking up the ball. He did not look right, didn't he? He's
too tough.
He was in pain, and I hope Origin, he can. I would most likely prefer him to stay out of Origin just to help the club.
Nah,
but
we got to win game.
We all know what he's like, and we're gonna win game 3.
I reckon Wally Lewis medal.
Big call. You heard it here first.
Wally Lewis medal, bro.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't put it past him. Top run meters both games, and he only played 70 minutes the first game. Mauso, bro. But yeah, very happy.
Hang on. I want you to look into that camera, and I want you to wholeheartedly apologise to Casey McLean. He took on the greatest centre, in my opinion, ever, and won. He gave him a bath.
Look, I will.
No, hang on. Put your hand on your heart and you apologise.
Jesus.
Right now.
Look, what? Can you tell me?
Hey, no screaming. Can you
tell?
We're a calm podcast.
Mate,
we're a winning podcast.
Mate,
so put your hand on your heart, look that camera in the eye, and you apologise to Casey McLean, our glorious king.
Can you tell me what I need to apologise for? Because I'm not sure what.
Because you called him out 5 weeks ago and said he should be in reserve grade.
I said that he needed to improve on his game, and what has he done in the 5 weeks since I've said that? He's improved on his game.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then what did he do? What did he do on Thursday?
I'm sure that's the reason.
He showed up, bro. He's still, mate.
He showed you what he can do.
He showed me up. I love being proven wrong because it means we're doing something good. If I'm saying you need
listen to one-eyed Dogs fans too much.
I don't.
You're a Penrith fan. You need to support your team. Casey is a freak.
Mate.
The kid's going to be the best centre in the world. He's the new critter. You got to understand that. He's under Ivan's guidance. You got to understand that. This kid is him. He is him.
I understand that. I was proven wrong. So congrats to him. He had a great game.
Apologise.
I'm sorry that
Casey,
I wanted
my
you
glorious
to be
king.
I'm not talking about LeBron here. But look, I will say this. Mate, you proved me wrong. I wanted you to improve. I said there was still a few issues in your game. You're young. There's going to be issues in your game.
You are him.
You were him on Thursday. I can't deny it. So what you need to do now is keep being him and keep doing this week in, week out. And mate, he might even win the Clive Churchill.
The sky is the limit.
The sky is the limit.
So anyway, unbelievable. Casey McLean, shout out to you. Blaze Talangi. That kid is playing so tough.
Mate,
he just was in a run-first mood. And shout out to Connor Tracy, because if he's not playing, we probably win that by 20. He was out. He was the second best player on the field.
2 try savers.
After Dylan, he was the second best player on the field, in my opinion. Dylan Edwards was just back. He had the S on his chest that game.
He was killer. Bro, our defense, this is the best defense I've seen from us all year.
You know who organises the defense? Dylan. That's why it was so good.
It was so good.
Dylan had an absolute blinder.
And I'll give a shout out to someone too.
Here we go.
Tungo. He killed it on defense. He killed it.
Unbelievable.
Mate,
it's funny what happens in big games.
Edge defense actually was there.
Big game experience.
Mate, I'm so happy with the boys. Bro, I think this is the least amount of points we've leaked all year. Yeah, and it was against the number one. Well, what was the number one? They're number 2 now.
They're fraudulent.
But they were the top of the table.
They're stat pattern.
But man, I'm as I said, I'm happy. All the boys played well. There's no faults I had on this game. They all showed up, Casey included. Bro, I'm just hoping that the injury that Biz is holding or that Cleary's holding, I hope that they can hold out because
that was interesting with Cleary. Like he looked great.
He looked great.
He obviously didn't goal kick.
Yeah.
And Dylan missed a couple. But that penalty goal hurt.
Oh man.
Like that would have just put the game beyond doubt if he had kicked that, which was unfortunate. But Yeah, Cleary looked free. He obviously was slightly hindered, but like if that's Cleary on one leg, like look out league.
Oh,
What are the Dogs going to do when Cleary's got 2 working legs?
Exactly.
Or 3 like normal.
My goodness, bro. My goodness. Don't take us down, please. But the good thing is, with those injuries, we have a soft draw coming up.
No. Every game matters.
Hey, every game matters.
Not everything counts,
but it's a soft.
matters.
It's not an easy. It's a softer draw. I didn't say easy.
Yeah, it's like
no game is easy.
No game's easy. It's like the Dogs have had all year, though.
Yeah,
that's what we've got the next 5 weeks. So anyway, we can pad a few stats. Massive shout out to Mitch Kenny. I thought he was probably the 3rd best player on the field. He was unbelievable.
I think he had the most tackles than anyone's made all year.
His line speed. He must have heard Fred being the fucking cat giving it to him on the podcast. Mitch Kenny showed you. Hectic Fred. He showed you how good he is. He's not a role player. He's won 3 comps. He's a superstar.
Mate, he's great. I just wish he could unblock me. But, that's a different story.
Has he actually blocked you?
He's blocked me.
That is so good. That's made my day.
It hasn't made mine, but yeah, no, he did well. I'll give him a shout out. He did well.
You need to stop bagging players.
I don't bag players.
Or clearly he blocked you.
No, I don't know why he blocked me. I was his number 1 defender, bro. I was his number 1 defender. Every time anyone talks shit about him, I defended him. I defended him.
Obviously.
But I don't know what happened. But in terms of how he played, I think he had the most tackles than anyone's made all year in a game.
Yeah, 65 or something.
Insane. As I said, our defense across the park was incredible, and we've seen that we can do it this year. We've now seen that we can do it now. Now we just need to not go on autopilot, go into that next gear, move up a gear.
Yeah, we're timing our run, mate.
Time our run.
As I said, comps aren't won yet.
Exactly, and then
there's never been. Do you know one thing that since 1908 or whenever the NRL started, a comp's never been won in July.
Wow,
just thought I'd let you know that.
Really? No short seasons, no nothing.
Just I'd let you know that.
Oh mate, look at the stat man over here. But yeah, no, I was very happy with it. One thing I do want to bring up that I don't have on my paper is that the NRL. If we look at the NRL ladder right now as it stands. First is the Raiders. We haven't versed them yet. We only versed them once. I think it's round 24 in Mudgee. 2.
You going to Mudgee?
Depends on work schedule. Bulldogs. 2nd, beat them. Storm, 3rd, lost by 6, but we lost Cleary in the first 10 minutes. We would have won that game without him. Warriors, 4th, we beat them. Broncos, 5th, we beat them. Roosters, we have lost to them, but we also beat them. We're 7th, and then the Dolphins is the one outlier where they've beaten us.
What's your point?
Who's going to stop us in the finals? Who's going to stop us in the finals?
I'll tell you what, there's 7 teams that are very worried about seeing a team in pink in September.
Very much so. And I'm so happy.
And especially since we're going to be doing a podcast because we're undefeated.
Mate, we're undefeated. mate, we're going to be undefeated for the rest of the time as long as this podcast goes on. But we'll get into... do you have any more things to say on that?
No, I'm all good. I think you want to have a chat about our Harvey Norman women's team.
Mate, before we get onto that, we'll go on to the Flaxxy's fan mail.
Ooh,
so
okay.
This is stuff that people have asked me, questions they want for the podcast for us to answer. So I'm going to ask a question.
He's got 1,000 fans. Actually, he's got more than that. He's got a lot of fans, this bloke, too, so we might be here a while.
Nah, we only got... I picked the top 3 questions. So for the first question, if Panthers were to win 5 in a row, where would it rank the Panthers grand finals in the last 5 years?
Purely the grand final or the win?
So our journey or the whole experience of the year, I guess. In the 5 years that we've won, so the Rabbitohs, the Eels, the Broncos, the Storm, and if we were to win whoever we were to verse, where would it rank in terms of journey to grand final, the year of the grand final?
Well, it depends what you look at. I think if you look at dominance, it's not going to be there. Like that's probably the para one.
Yeah.
If you look at toughness, it's probably not. It's probably the South one. If you look at like just backs against the wall, it's up there. I'd say
say the Rabbitohs won.
Nah, I reckon backs against the wall. Like we'll come in last in like round 15 or 14 or whatever it was. Like this year, 12. Sorry.
No, we'll come in
That was
last.
when the Dogs were already doing parades in Belmore because they won the comp. Fraud watch. Anyway, I think it'll be up there. Like, I think it'll be like they could make a movie about this. This would be ridiculous. Like,
Mate, they keep making documentaries on us every year, and they're going to make another one.
We'll see. I hope they do. Like, they didn't do one last year, which would have been cracker.
Oh, 100%.
But yeah, I think we'll just see another, the Dogs and the Tigers try and take a few more players, and then hopefully they'll prey on our downfall from there. But I think it'll be, I think it's definitely up there.
Yeah, for me, I think in terms of everything piled together, I think if we were to win the grand final, this would be the best grand final or the best premiership win for us in our whole... not only...
Better than 03? Didn't we win the Spoon in 02? And then win the comp?
No, Dogs won the Spoon 02 because we got caught cheating.
Oh, yeah, but we were last, though.
We were bad. We were bad. But I think even though there's that, we were last 5 rounds ago, 6 rounds ago. We were bottom of the barrel, and everyone sort of wrote us off. And personally, for me,
What about us? How is our form? We're coming dead last after just being first for 5 years straight, and that's when the week we decided to start the podcast.
Yeah. Mate,
we could have had 5 years of carrying on an absolute treat, and we decided to start at the week we were coming.
How
dead
humble
last.
are we?
Oh.
We're so humble, man.
You know the boys needed a say.
Yeah. So no, I think genuinely this would be the year. This would be the biggest because it's the one where we could potentially win one off the top 4, which I don't think has that ever been done. Has anyone ever won off?
Not in the NRL era.
Not in the NRL era.
Last time I had it was in 95.
So 95. So even then it would be 30 years if someone's won out of the top 4.
Good maths, boys.
Mate, could happen. Could happen. But that's for me, I think.
Well,
this would be the biggest.
Well, the other thing though, like I wouldn't rule out top 4 yet. The Warriors of injuries.
We could get into that.
And yeah, like I think as you sort of mentioned, we've got a Bulldogs like draw for the next 5 or 6 weeks. So if we can put together some wins, really put the league on notice, and I think we'll start gaining some ground pretty quickly.
Well, in my opinion, I think it's the minor premiers, Canberra Raiders. I think have it locked. They
deserve it.
They deserve it. I had them 15th.
Bro, they had a grueling draw. They didn't have a bye around 15.
No.
They've had a tough gig. It's like the two difference of the two teams at the top. You've had the world's easiest draw, everything handed to you on a platter, including referees, and then you've had a team in green that have had everything go against them, and they've gone out and they're coming first. Like full credit to them.
And a lot of
I think
people,
they're the only team that can stop us winning the comp this year.
That's a big take. I think for me, I mean, a lot of people wrote them off this year, me included. I'll put my hand up and say I put them as 15th. I put them in bottom 4. They lost so many players last year. It just didn't.
Who?
They lost. Who did they lose last year? They lost
many.
Rapana, experience, Whitehead.
Okay.
They lost.
They're good players.
It was the older experience. So
Yeah,
they had junior players, which
They got an old Panther. Hosco's killing it.
Hosco's killing it. But I didn't think they'd do well this year. I don't think anyone did. And then they had a punch on in an elevator, and you're like, oh, this is done.
Hilarious.
They're done with an inflatable bat.
That's hilarious.
But shout out to them. I definitely think that they're going to get minor premiers. But in terms of winning the comp, is the experience in the finals going to be a problem for them? That's what I'm thinking. So them first, I think Storm will stay in the top 4. I think Dogs obviously will stay in the top 4. That 4th spot's open though, because I think the Wars, Luke Metcalf's out for the rest of the year. I think maybe we could slip in there, slip into 4th.
Potentially. But I hope, like, you know what though, I'm not 100% riding off the Warriors just losing Metcalf.
They do have an easy draw too.
Their New South Wales Cup team is unlike. I think they're coming first by like a landslide. I think they might have lost one game all year. Like they're the best.
They won like 10 in a row.
Yeah, they're killing it. So they've obviously got that next man up mentality. I assume Murray Martin will probably play 7, or like one of him and Harris Tavita will probably, I assume, will slot in the halves. who have both done, they've been good over, they've had good NRL careers. So we'll see what happens. Another ex-Panther, Tamari.
Yeah.
But
they do have an easy draw too, or softer draw.
Yeah,
towards the
I'm
end of the year.
definitely not writing him off, and I'm definitely not death riding him either. Like I've been all aboard the Waz train. Like I'm well and truly there, and I know if anyone can get a team up with their backs against the wall, it'd be Fisher Harris. So.
100%. So next question. Where do you genuinely see ourselves finishing this year? I guess
We just answered it.
I just answers it on. But where do you see us? Do you see us finishing fourth? Do you see us? What's your prediction? End of the year, finals, week 1. Where did we finish on the ladder?
I'm gonna say fifth.
Fifth. I'm going to say fifth as well. I think
Oh,
fourth.
It's not like you to just choose someone else's opinion. I'll say fourth then. There you go.
Yeah, I'll stick with fifth.
I'll say fourth.
I
Do
just
you want
think-
to change your opinion again,
No,
just like I just did?
I think fourth is a bit out of reach for us.
He's a mouthpiece.
But I think we get that home ground. No. Let's move on. And who has had the biggest impact on the team this year? Which player has had the biggest impact for the Panthers this year? Mate, your smile is pissing me off, I tell ya.
It's a guy that wears number 4,
His name is Casey McLean.
and he is him.
Fuck, mate. You're as readable as a fucking book.
Whoa. Yeah, you are too. You just listen to what Fred says and repeat it. How about you have your own opinion?
Mate, me? Liam Martin. I think Liam Martin he brings impact every game.
Yep.
Whether or not we're winning or losing, he's always given 110%, and I think he's been our big impactful player because he hasn't given up. Whereas some players in some games, they don't give up, but they show less effort throughout the game.
You know what? I actually am going to say Mitch Kenny. He is proving everyone wrong week on week. He's now a leader in our team where he was the young guy. He's leads the line speed every week, and just his dominance in the middle, like the class he showed on the weekend against the team that was coming first. Like, he was outstanding.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. So those were the questions. Let's get into the women's team.
Yep. Go for it, mate. You've been following it pretty closely, so I'm going to let you lead this.
Mate, 2 from 2 in the trials games. We're looking so good. The girls, if you guys didn't know, they came out on the field. They spoke about the team, how they've been doing, and where they're planning to go from here. I'm so happy with them. Karen, the coach, absolutely phenomenal person. Follows me on Instagram too. How cool is that? But yeah, she has been
Her and Flano.
Her and Flano, mate. How crazy is that? What a world we live in. But yeah, no, what she's been doing for these girls, absolutely insane. And to win 2 hard games in the trials by a decent amount on both times, these girls are showing something up. And I think when they come into the NRLW, it's going to be a dangerous. It's going to be alerts for the league.
Another league's going to be on notice, eh?
Mate, the bells will be ringing, and it's going to be the hell's bells, bro. But yeah, shout out to these girls. They're doing absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to see round 1. I will try to make my way to as many games as I can this year. But yeah, keep doing what you're doing, girls. You have been on fire, and hopefully we come in and dominate the Harvey Norman Women's Cup.
Awesome.
So.
We're in full support of you. When the season starts, Flaxy's going to give a review of every game as well. So
It starts this week, NRLW.
No, it's not the NRLW. It's the level below that. So,
it's
but
Harvey Norman. I think in 2 years' time we go to NRLW.
I think what the plan is that we open our brand new refurbished stadium. The girls go on first in the first NRLW game. Oh no, it's because the seasons don't start at the same time. But I don't know. The girls will come out when their first round starts. They'll play their first game, and then the guys will play the game after. I think that's how it will go, or vice versa if it's a 6 p.m., 8 p.m. But I hope that's how they do it. They should. I think they will come in when the new stadium's rebuilt, though. I think it makes sense.
All right, cool.
To me. So
Awesome.
yeah.
There we go. Mate, we'll just review the ex-Panthers in the league as we do every week. I think we've sort of touched on it a little bit, but the Dogs, so 1 to 17, ex-Panthers. No, I'm joking. But so Critter, I thought Critter was good. was interesting that he tried to really staunch Casey early in the game, and then he got given a bath by a 19-year-old kid. So that was interesting. You know, I love that about Critter. Always have the way he's sort of gone after it, and you know, he's really shown how much of a leader he is in the league, and full credit to him. Like, I think he's the best centre ever. He's definitely the best big game centre I've ever watched. But as I said on the weekend, potentially missed the mark not taking that kick at goal.
I think it was a coach's decision because
well, they both took and full credit to them. Both ex-Panthers, obviously. Geraldo said it was me. Critter said it was me.
Yeah.
So they both put their hand up and took full credit for it. Like, as I said,
it was a tough decision.
I think they probably felt stupid because he tackled him around the belly button and got called high.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. To
crazy.
Be fair, it wasn't a penalty, but they should have taken it. Even like, it's a hard decision because you're looking at it. Both their kickers, I think, are left foot kickers, and it was on the wrong side of the field, and then there was also 30 meters out on the edge. So it was
a big kick, but yeah,
it's still something you take. It's still a risk you have to take.
Yeah, and I think like it just shows you the mindset though, like a winning mentality. Like Nathan, as we've been in games where we've been down by like 14 with like 8 minutes to go. Nathan will get a penalty in front. He'll take the 2, so we're only down 12. Then we'll score twice.
Yeah,
like we
take the 2 when we shouldn't probably take the 2.
No. He's just doing it so that we can just attack the game and go for tries. Like, so we don't have to score 3 times.
Yeah.
So like it's just interesting the different mentalities around it.
But
overall, like I think Critter had a good game. Kickout, I think he was good. He wasn't his damaging best, I wouldn't have thought. Like, it was kind of like it was just an arm wrestle. Like, he was kind of going at it with Mardo, which was cool to watch. I think Mardo definitely won that battle though, once again, and you know that shows on the scoreboard. Kickout would have had better stats than Mardo. At the end of the day, Mardo won the game, and that's why
he's an effort player, man.
Mardo's got the best winning percentage of any player in history.
Is that true?
Yeah. He had what was funny is at the start of the year, Mardo had like a 0.2% better winning percentage than Jerome Luai. And then the Tigers started winning, and Luai kept that, but now Mardo's taken back over him. So in the NRL era, I got the highest winning percentage.
That is insane. I did not know that.
There you go, a little fun fact for you.
Ooh, fun fact. Maybe you should make that a segment. Fun fact of the day.
Fun fact. Birdo, I thought he was predictable and quiet. Like I think it was a game he definitely could have. He could have shown he was that next tier of half, but I think he was quiet. I think he was predictable, and that showed with like the way Nathan read that kick. Like Nathan read that like a bull. He saw that 10 minutes before it happened.
Not even with that kick though, but the bomb where all the players ended up being offside. There was just like that was
so high.
It was so high. Like, bro, I couldn't even see it. It went over. Like, you had the stadium roof, and it went above, and you couldn't see where the ball was. So, but even with that, there was just a few judgment calls I think he made that were just not the right play, and I think they've costed heavily. Well, we got given a penalty off that kick.
I absolutely love Birdo,
and we scored a try off the touchdown.
I think that sort of was a Nico Hines performance in a big game for him.
I won't disagree with that.
I love him so much, and I think that was his worst game of the year.
I wouldn't go.
He's been going after it. He's been playing on ball. He's been like.
I'd say he's
playing flat and fast and pushing up. He was just sat back and just did predictable kicks all game. He didn't. I think he wasn't an impact.
I don't think it was his worst game, but it definitely was. Like, it was down there.
No, this season I'm saying he's had a good season.
How he's even the Broncos like.
Oh, I suppose.
Yeah,
I don't really remember. He didn't play that day.
He didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but yeah, as I was saying, I definitely think it was one of his worst, and you're right, he was predictable, and those 2 costly errors, the bomb, that usually hurts a lot of teams.
No, that's not on him though. The players shouldn't be standing in front of him if he's doing that.
But I still don't think that's the right play.
Why not? I think it is the right play.
Because
I think his teammates had let him down there. You've missed the mark. That's the type of stuff that he should be doing. He's the only player that can do that.
I don't know. I just watching it live, I guess, like that, I just didn't think that was the right decision at the time. And then the charge down as well, as you said, predictable. Like, it was funny in the press conference. They were like, "Oh, did you plan on doing that?" And I was like, "How? You can't really plan for a charge down. You
No,
just
but you saw Nathan. He read it. He was like, "Oh, I just saw all the outside players were in front of him already." So,
yeah."
like, I just knew that he was going to kick it, and he's only got that he's just been doing that same kick for the last 30 minutes. So,
Yeah, so
it just shows the levels to this shit.
and we got very lucky. The bounce, the pitch, like everything. The bounces worked really well for us because Cleary again. He was like, I was just hoping it wouldn't bounce over his head. But yeah, happy with it. As I said, but I think it was one of his worst games. But yeah,
Yeah. The next game was a bit of a poo slinger, but we had Appy and Tito playing against Manly.
Appy was in the halves, wasn't he? Because
He
Luai
started
was
in the halves and he went to hooker. Yeah. Appy was actually probably their best. But unfortunately, he's now in Disneyland. He got knocked clean out, unfortunately. So rest up, Appy. Get yourself better. I know they've lost a hooker this week as well, which is interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Their team's going to be all over the place this week, which is.
I just
You know what it all stems from. The week they blamed the refs against us, that victim mentality, and then from there they've lost like 5 in a row. And
I think they lost a bunch before then too.
Yeah.
But
We'll fix that as it stands right now.
I just come on, man. Like I want to root for them because
so do I,
you know
but their fans
they've
make
been
it
so
so
shit
hard.
but they've been so shit for so long. Like I hope they can find a way not to be. I don't think they come last. I think Titans hold that spot well and truly, but I just hope they stay out of the bottom four somehow. They can maybe snag a few, but they got a hard run home. So
yeah. Tito, I don't think he did much.
there was nothing much that notable
All
from me.
good. Next game was it Newcastle Raiders? Yep.
Yes.
Newcastle Raiders. We had Jack Cogger, the premiership winner, and Zach Hosking playing. Both had reasonable games, I thought. Like Cogger the last 2 weeks has been good. And Hosco, like he's every week he just seems to perform. Like he's so consistent, that bloke. He's doing really well. Fish and Egan at the Warriors. The EWZ was injured. Fish. Who did they play? I don't even remember.
It was Broncos was. So
Broncos
killed them in that.
Yeah, Broncos kind of just got over the top of them. They just started slow. The Warriors, they dropped that ball at second tackle. Or
I think
whatever,
with Metcalf, that whole
and the
system
injuries.
is kind of.
Yeah, I don't really have too much to comment on there. I remember Egan actually made a few good try savers through the middle, which I will comment on. But that's, as I said, one thing that probably was his downfall, not downfall, but probably was the knock on him when he was at Penrith was the fact that his defence probably wasn't as strong. But he's aiming up, man. Like he's improved out of sight, in my opinion. I'm super happy for him. I think he's doing really well. I've got 2 words: Izzy Katoa.
He's such a.
Build that man a statue. He is like.
He's a Dolphins immortal, surely.
He is as good as it gets. Like that is just like. Scream at the TV and just go, you are like, it's the type of stuff that there's probably only been 2 other players that you've seen them do things and you just like scream at the TV and go, oh my God. What
it's
the
just
hell
so fun to watch,
It's literally like Joey Johns in his prime and then Nathan. They're the only 2 that do stuff and you just scream at the TV and go, what? Like that is unheard of. And like, yeah, I just feel, I'm so happy for him. I think he'll be the first $2 million player in the NRL.
Yeah, you're saying that. I'm starting to believe that, man. Like
Mate.
$2 million is a lot, but like the more he plays, the more he's worth. And I hope to God the Dolphins hold on to him because he's the only reason why the Dolphins are where they are and doing what they're doing.
He's so good.
He's so good.
Unbelievable.
And do you think he gets brought in?
He's in camp.
He's in camp?
Yeah.
You reckon he gets brought in if there's an injury somewhere in the middle? Because Luai's not 100%, I still don't think.
Is Birdo in camp?
Birdo. No, he's not even 18th man this time. It's Carras.
I just can't leave us Bulldogs players alone.
Oh,
Mate, you get everything else your own way.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Potentially. I don't
Imagine Cleary and...
No, I don't think they will. I think if Cleary's out, they might play Katoa. But I think if Luai's out, I think they'll go Birdo. I don't think they'll go Cleary and Izzy. It'd be cool, though. Master
really
and
cool.
apprentice.
Yeah, it would be really
That
cool.
would be really cool. And then the para guys. So
Iongi's always killing it.
Iongi's doing well. And Hopgood's in the Queensland squad.
Mate, he's doing well. Mate, and while we're here, I guess, shout out to Isaiah Papali'i. No, fucking Josh Papali'i.
Out of retirement.
Josh
back in
Papali'i out of retirement just to lose. But
we love Big Papa. That's awesome.
mate,
Congratulations,
hope
mate.
he's a Raiders for life, man. He's such a good bloke.
Yeah, he'd be right. So moving on, just to
State of Origin.
State of Origin preview. So
What a segue.
Yeah, what a segue. Panthers that are in the squad,
Same as
last
business
time.
as always.
Business
as
as
usual.
usual. So we got Dylan, Bizza, Nathan, Liam Martin, who am I missing? Yowie, the captain, and then ex-Panthers. We got Romy, Critter,
I think that's it.
and
Seven.
then Catewell on the Queensland side.
Cable.
Cool.
And Hopgood.
Yeah, and Hopgood's in the. He's in the extended squad.
So
you can count Izzy Katoa, you can count half the Bulldogs team. Like,
yeah.
trying to keep going. But anyway, fitness. Dylan looks pretty good. Like that was the best I've seen him look all year on the weekend. So I'm fingers crossed. And yeah, touch wood, he's fine now. Like as I said, he was kind of labouring for a few weeks, but I think he's back to full fitness. And as I said on the weekend, he had the S on his chest. He was unbelievable.
I think the two sort of people we're looking at with this one is Cleary and Bizza.
Yeah.
And both of them, I think Cleary I think sort of gotten out of that injury. I think it was more just like he still didn't look 100%,
Well,
but like
goal kick, that's what scares me.
Exactly.
So what also scares me is who's going to goal kick in our Origin team.
Well, Lomax couldn't kick on the weekend. Cleary came back and could kick.
The thing is, I don't get though. Like, I think Cleary for his career kicks at like 86% or something, which is like top tier.
Yeah.
And Lomax kicks at like 72 for his career.
Which I understand why we hooked him in game one, but like even then, why would you hook him? Like if he's just statistically, if he's just missed those two, he's more than likely going to hit the next one.
So I don't know how fit Critter is either though. Like that, he had a lot of strapping on his. So maybe he's not even at 100% as well. Like so, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see who goal kicks. I think that's probably
I think Latrell, as you said, Latrell is probably the next man up.
He's not kicking well either. He missed. He missed like
unless we just put the teeth at the 50-meter line, then maybe we might get it because he's Edwards can kick.
Oh yeah, that worked well on the weekend.
I can't believe he hit the fucking post, man. Can't believe he hit the goddamn post.
Oh yeah,
bro.
I think
I was next to fucking Fred, and he goes, "Watch him miss this." I was like, "Shut up!" And off.
Yeah. Anyway, hopefully Nathan's good to go. I think that's the best case scenario.
I think our biggest issue is Bizza because they've put a winger and Bizza's like that side. He's put him as 18th man, and you wouldn't just put him as 18th man for no reason.
But I don't think that matters because last time when Lua was who was ruled out game was it? No, who
but
was
Carraz is the who
Moses.
Yeah, I know, but Burton's more versatile than Luai if you put Luai at 18th man.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter who's at 18th man. He didn't have to put a winger there.
But who's better than Carraz? Who would you put?
But you didn't have. He's not.
I know
there.
you don't
He's not
have
there
to
to cover, but he's maybe there to cover if someone gets knocked out.
Yeah,
He's not. It's an interesting pick. It says it's like back cover because you got Connor as sort of forward cover. So
I get it, but if Bizza does get ruled out,
you didn't need to be 18th man to play. But it's more so right up to kick off. Yeah. Like, I think if he gets hurt in the warm-up or something, Carraz is going to be there to play. I think that's probably I think it's more just like right up to kick off if they're in a bit of strife. But
yeah, fair.
Anyway, the impact on Origin, it seemed to have a good impact on the team. The boys got a bit of confidence. I think this
is our best Origin period in the last 5 years.
Yeah, it'd be up there. And that's the thing, like, I think the boys have got a bit of energy around, but by being around people like Jerome and stuff as well, and even Critter and
seeing the old mates.
Yeah, seeing the old crew. So I think it's been awesome. I think it's hopefully going to set us up for a big come home with a wet sail and look good towards the end of the year.
100%. I think, especially as I said, with this softer draw coming up the next 5 weeks or so, I think this is where we start solidifying what we're going to do, the game plan. And then when we have those 3 rounds are very massive. It's the Dogs, Storm, and Raiders all in the same
it's huge.
in 3 week period.
That.
I think, 100%. I think this next period of games is to just set up. Not that we don't have to worry about these games. We have to worry about every game, but it's to set up for those games and to get the game plan set for those games. So it'll be very interesting.
Confidence builders, and
100%.
Casey will get another few man of the matches as well.
Mate. Milky as well.
What's your Milky? What's your Shibasaki called into the squad? Playing centre for Queensland. So very inexperienced centre pairing.
Is Toya still in that side?
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. So,
Their edges are going to be worse than ours at the beginning of the year.
so yeah, I think, but like,
Their forward pack's a bit stronger,
mate,
though.
Congratulations, Shibasaki.
Oh,
I don't know
100%,
if you- I don't know if you've
congratulations.
seen his story. Like, he bounced around a million clubs. I sort of looked at it today, and I have to actually get it up to understand it properly. But like, I think he was like Australian schoolboy at the Broncos. Broncos basically punted him. He went to Newcastle for a bit. They got rid of him. I think he went to French rugby for a bit. Japanese rugby, sorry. Came back, went to the Cowboys, went to the Rabbitohs. Now this year signed a training trial, like just to do the preseason. And I think I'm pretty accurate with that. Just to do the preseason, and then impressed Madge by hard work, and he's played every game. He's been outstanding, to be honest, and he's
He's earned his spot, man.
he's gained the praise from Billy Slater to get picked in that Origin squad. So
No, shout out to him then. I didn't know the story, but that's incredible.
yeah, it's awesome.
Man, that's something like Milky's sort of story. That's a very incredible story, and yeah, shout out to him. Unfortunately, he's not going to win, but like, shout out to him. I hope he actually has a good game, and I hope he kills it while he can.
And the funniest thing is, you get rewarded with having to deal with Critter after he just got given a bath in Clubland. Good luck, Shiba. Good
Luck, Shibasaki.
Anyway, bye round. What's on for the week, mate? What's your plans?
Might go on another holiday. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh.
I don't have the money for that.
It is cashed up, bloke.
I have no cash. I'm poor. But what is happening, mate? I think this is good for us in terms of Panthers. We played really early. We had a very short turnaround from Origin to New Zealand to Bulldogs, and then we had a 13-day break between Bulldogs and Origin. This is good for our Origin players. This is a big break for our players. I think they really deserve it. And for the young blokes as well, they've deserved the time off. And I think we just got to keep working at what we're doing, man. Got to just keep working at what we're doing.
Beautiful. What about you? What are you doing for the bye week? Which was my initial question.
Oh, what am I doing? Working, mate. I have no clue. Watching, scouting the competition. Who do we got next? We got South next, do we? No, Eels.
Para.
Eels next, which are in shambles. No Mitch Moses.
Injuries, yeah.
Yeah, nah. I think, probably relaxing. Looking at us, and we're still in the top 8. I can't be happier. Can't be happier.
Mate. Nice. All good.
What about you?
done?
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah, you.
It's
It's not all about me, mate.
Mate, they don't want to hear about me. Mate, nothing special. Nothing special. I'll be kicking back, enjoying taking the 2 points, and on to the next.
Mate, on to the next, and then on to the top 4.
Absolutely.
It's going to be great.
We done?
All right, we're done. Thanks,
All good.
everyone, again,
Thanks, guys.
for a great...
We undefeated.
We're undefeated. Thanks, everyone, for a great reception to this podcast,
Yeah,
by the
thanks
way.
for the questions as well.
Make sure you keep asking them, because we will shout them out on the show. We have that segment locked in now for the rest of the time. But yeah,
Cool. And you're going to watch Chicks this week?
mate, we're going to watch the Chicks this week. Hopefully we kill it.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.